Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Daily English Podcast, where learning English is simple, natural, and fun. I'm Cor.
And I'm Oris. It is so wonderful to be here with you all today. Thank you for joining us again. We really appreciate every single one of you.
We really do. And hey, if this is your first time listening, welcome to the family. This is the best place to improve your English through real, everyday conversation.
That's right. We don't use textbook English here. We talk the way real people talk, with natural phrases, real examples, and lots of practice.
So today, Oris, we have a very exciting episode. We are going to learn 50 phrasal verbs. 50!
50 phrasal verbs. That sounds like a lot, but don't worry. We are going to use all of them in real conversation. You will hear them naturally, the way native speakers use them every day.
Exactly. And we will explain each one clearly. So just relax, listen carefully, and enjoy.
Yes, and before we start, if you are enjoying this podcast, please hit the follow button right now and share this episode with one friend who is learning English. It really helps us so much.
It does. Okay, Oris, let's get into it. Tell me, how did your morning start today?
Oh, it started a little slow, actually. My alarm went off at 6:30, but I didn't feel like moving at all.
I know that feeling so well. So your alarm went off. That means your alarm made a sound. It started ringing. My alarm goes off at 7 every morning.
Yes, and even though it went off, I still didn't get up straight away. I just lay there for a few more minutes.
Get up. That means to leave your bed and stand. There's a difference between waking up and getting up, right? You can wake up but not get up yet.
Exactly. I woke up at 6:30, but I only got up at 6:50. My cat was staring at me the whole time.
That is so funny. Okay, so after you got up, what did you do?
First, I turned on the kitchen light because it was still a little dark outside.
Turn on. That means to start something, like a light or a machine. You can turn on the lights, turn on the TV, turn on the shower.
Right, and then I put on my slippers. It was cold on the floor.
Put on, that means to place clothing on your body. I put on my jacket before I go outside. You can put on shoes, put on a hat, put on glasses.
Then I went to the kitchen and boiled some water to make tea. I always need something warm in the morning.
Me too. I usually heat up some leftover coffee from the night before. Is that terrible?
A little bit, yes. Heat up means to make something warm again. I heat up my lunch every day at work. It's a very useful phrase.
It really is. So, Oris, did you eat breakfast this morning?
I did. I didn't have much time, so I just grabbed a banana and ate it quickly. My quick breakfast is a banana.
That's a good choice. Easy and healthy. I actually sat down and had eggs this morning. I had a bit more time.
Oh, nice. Sit down means to lower your body into a seat. Please sit down. Everyone is using that phrase right now.
Yes, sit down, relax, and enjoy the lesson. Okay, so after breakfast, I had to get ready for the day. I looked for my keys for about 5 minutes.
Oh, no. Look for means to try to find something. I always look for my phone in the morning. It is usually right next to me, but I always look for it anyway.
Same. I found out later that my keys were in my coat pocket. Find out, that means to discover or learn new information. I found out that the coffee shop near my house opens at 7.
I find out new things every day, especially when I listen to podcasts like this one.
That is so sweet, Oris. Okay, let's keep going. I had to hurry to catch my bus this morning.
Oh, did you make it in time?
Just barely. I had to run to the bus stop and I managed to get on right before the doors closed.
Get on means to enter a bus, train, or other transport. I got on the train at 8:15. Every morning I get on a very crowded bus.
And when you arrive at your stop, you get off. I got off at the 3rd stop and walked to the office. Get off is the opposite of get on.
Very useful pair of phrasal verbs. Get on, get off. Easy to remember together.
Exactly. Now, before we go further, we're already at 10 phrasal verbs. Are you keeping up, everyone? Keep up means to stay at the same pace. I hope you can keep up with us today.
Good job if you are keeping up. Let's keep going. So, Corey, what happened when you got to the office?
Well, the first thing I do every morning at work is log in to my computer. Log in means to enter your username and password to access a system.
I do the same, and then I look through my emails. Look through means to read or check things one by one. I look through my messages every morning to see what is important.
If I see something urgent, I write it down in my notebook. Write down, that means to put something on paper so you don't forget. Write it down, everyone. This is a very common phrase.
I always write down my to-do list in the morning. If I don't write it down, I forget everything by lunch.
Me too. And if there's a difficult task, I try to figure it out before asking for help. Figure out, that means to find the answer or solve a problem.
Figure out is a great one. I had to figure out a new software system last week. It took me 2 hours, but I did it.
That's great. It feels so good when you finally figure something out. Okay, what about problems at work? Oris, do you ever have to deal with difficult situations?
Oh, yes. Last week, I had to deal with a very complicated report. Deal with means to handle or manage a situation. I deal with customer questions every day at work.
I had to deal with a tricky computer problem yesterday. I spent most of the morning on it.
Did you sort it out in the end?
I did. Sort out means to fix a problem or bring order to something messy. I finally sorted out the issue before my afternoon meeting.
Well done. I love when things sort themselves out. And speaking of meetings, I had to set up the projector for ours. Set up means to prepare or arrange something so it is ready to use.
I had to set up chairs for a big presentation last month. It took forever, but everything went well in the end.
That's the most important thing. And Corey, do you find that you have to point out mistakes to your coworkers sometimes?
Sometimes, yes. Point out, that means to show or indicate something, to bring attention to it. My manager pointed out a small error in my report. I was embarrassed but grateful.
It's always better to point things out kindly. Okay, I think we've covered 20 phrasal verbs now. That is amazing. You are all doing such a great job.
Great job, everyone. Keep listening. We're going to keep the conversation going. Let's talk about the afternoon now.
Yes, so after lunch at work, what do you usually do, Corey?
I usually carry on with my work from the morning. Carry on, that means to continue doing something. Even when things get hard, just carry on.
I love that. And if I'm feeling tired in the afternoon, I step out for some fresh air. Step out means to leave a place briefly, usually to go outside for a short time.
That's a great habit. I sometimes call up a friend during my break. Call up, that means to telephone someone. I called up my mom yesterday just to say hello.
That's so sweet. I often call up my friend Jess when I need a laugh. She always cheers me up.
Cheer up, that means to make someone feel happier. Or when you yourself feel better, you cheer up. My dog always cheers me up when I get home.
Animals are so good at that. Okay, what about the commute home? Do you take the train?
I do, and I always try to get a seat. On busy evenings, the train is so full, I usually end up standing the whole way.
Me too. Yesterday, I was so tired that I almost dozed off on the train. Doze off means to fall asleep by accident, usually when you are sitting somewhere.
I have done that so many times. I dozed off and missed my stop once. It was a disaster.
Oh no! Did you have to go back?
I did. I got off at the wrong stop, turned around, and got back on going the other direction.
That's the worst. Okay, so when you finally get home, what is the first thing you do?
First, I take off my shoes immediately. There is no better feeling.
Take off means to remove clothing or accessories from your body. Take off your coat, take off your shoes, take off your bag. The opposite of put on.
Exactly. Put on and take off. Two very useful opposites.
Then I usually tidy up the kitchen a little. Tidy up means to make a place clean and organized. I tidy up my living room every evening before I sit down.
I need to do that more. I often just leave things and say, I'll tidy up tomorrow.
We are all guilty of that. Okay, we are at 30 phrasal verbs now. How are you feeling, everyone? You are doing wonderfully. Keep going.
Let's talk about evenings and free time. Oris, what do you like to do in the evenings to wind down?
Wind down. I love that phrase. Wind down means to relax and slow down after a busy day. I usually wind down by watching something on TV or reading.
I wind down by making a cup of tea and sitting quietly for a bit. It helps me switch off from work.
Switch off. That means to stop thinking about work or stress. It can also literally mean to turn off a device. I switch off my phone at 9 every evening.
That's a great habit. I should do that too. I often end up scrolling on my phone for too long.
Me too, but I'm trying to cut back on screen time. Cut back, that means to reduce the amount of something you do or use. I'm cutting back on coffee too. I used to drink 4 cups a day.
4 cups? I'm trying to cut back on sugar right now. It's not easy.
It really isn't, but you have to just keep at it. Keep at it, that means to continue working on something even when it's difficult. Keep at it. Don't give up.
Don't give up. That is such an important phrase. Give up means to stop trying. But we never tell our listeners to give up. We always say, don't give up.
Never give up on your English. You are getting better every single day, even when you don't feel it.
Absolutely. Now, Oris, do you ever hang out with friends during the week or just on weekends?
Mostly weekends. During the week, I'm usually too tired to go out. Hang out, that means to spend relaxed time with someone. I love hanging out with my friends at the park on Saturdays.
I hung out with my neighbor last Tuesday, actually. We just sat outside and talked for hours.
That sounds lovely. Sometimes the best moments are the simple ones.
They really are. And speaking of friends, I ran into an old school friend at the supermarket last weekend. Run into. That means to meet someone by accident, not on purpose.
Oh, nice. I love when that happens. I ran into my old teacher at the gym last month. It was such a surprise.
It's always a bit of a shock at first, isn't it? We ended up catching up for about 20 minutes in the vegetable aisle.
Catch up. That means to talk with someone you haven't seen in a while and share news about your lives. We need to catch up means we haven't spoken in a long time.
I love catching up with old friends. It always makes me feel good.
Same. Okay, everyone, we are at 40 phrasal verbs. Incredible. You are almost there. 10 more to go. You've got this.
Okay, let's finish strong. Oris, let's talk about some useful everyday phrases for the rest of the day.
Yes. So in the evenings, if I need to cook dinner, I usually look up a recipe online. Look up, that means to search for information, usually online or in a book.
I look up new words when I'm reading. It really helps me build my vocabulary. Look it up.
Always look up things you don't know. That's how you grow. Now, what about when things go wrong in the kitchen? I sometimes mess up a recipe completely.
Mess up. That means to make a mistake or do something badly. I messed up a cake recipe last week. It was supposed to be chocolate. It was not good.
Oh no, did you throw it away?
I did not throw it away. I ate it anyway. But my housemate pointed out that it tasted like cardboard.
At least you didn't give up. After dinner, do you plan out the next day?
Sometimes. Plan out. That means to think through and organize future activities in detail. I try to plan out my week on Sunday evenings. It helps me feel more prepared.
That's a really good habit. I've been trying to do that too. I also try to put away things I've used during the day before I go to bed.
Put away. That means to place something back in its proper location. I put away my clothes, put away the dishes, put away my books.
It makes such a difference waking up to a tidy space.
It really does. And I always try to lay out my clothes for the next morning the night before. Lay out. That means to arrange things so they are ready. I lay out my outfit, my bag, my keys.
That saves so much time in the morning. No more looking for things.
Exactly. And before bed, I always check in with my family. Check in. That means to make contact with someone to see how they are doing. I check in with my mom every evening with a quick phone call.
That is so lovely. I check in with my brother by text, just a quick message to say goodnight. It keeps us connected.
It really does. Family is everything. And finally, before I fall asleep, I like to think back on the day. Think back. That means to remember things from the past.
I love that. Think back on the good moments. It's a wonderful way to end the day.
And that brings us to our 50th phrasal verb. We did it!
We did it, and so did you, everyone. 50 phrasal verbs in one real conversation. You are amazing.
Okay, let's do a quick recap before we go by. We started the morning, alarm went off, got up, turned on the lights, put on clothes, heated up food.
Then we looked for keys, found out where they were, got on the bus, got off at our stop, and kept up with our day.
At work, logged in, looked through emails, wrote down tasks, figured out problems, dealt with challenges, and sorted things out.
We set up for meetings, pointed out issues, and carried on with our work. We stepped out for air, called up friends, and cheered each other up.
We dozed off on the train, got off at our stop, took off our shoes at home, and tidied up the kitchen.
In the evenings, we wound down, switched off, cut back on screen time, kept at it, and didn't give up.
We hung out with friends, ran into old classmates, and caught up with the people we love.
And we wrapped up the night by looking up recipes, planning out tomorrow, putting away our things, laying out our clothes, checking in with our family, and thinking back on a wonderful day.
50 phrasal verbs. Use the way real English speakers use them. That is what this podcast is all about.
And remember, the best thing you can do right now is listen to this episode again. The second time, you will understand even more. That's how language learning works.
Yes. Listen, then listen again. Every time you do, those phrases go a little deeper into your memory. Try to use one new phrasal verb today in a sentence.
Just one. You don't need to use all 50 today. Pick one, use it, and you are already improving.
You really are. We are so proud of everyone who listens and keeps coming back. You are all working so hard, and it shows.
It really does. Keep going. Don't give up. Your English is getting better every single day, even when it doesn't feel that way.
Okay, before we go, we have a question for our community. We want to hear from you.
Our question today is this. What is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? Is it check your phone, make coffee, go for a walk?
Tell us in the comments below. We love reading your answers, and we reply to as many as we can.
And don't forget, if you enjoyed this episode, please follow the Daily English Podcast, leave us a 5-star review, and share it with someone who is learning English.
Every share helps us reach more learners around the world, and that is what we love to do.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. It means everything.
It really does. You are part of this community, and we are so happy you're here.
Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself.
We will see you in the next episode. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye for now, and happy learning.